If you woke up standing in a circle with no clue what is going on and people started getting zapped every couple of minutes, would you figure out a way to survive? Well, the answer is no, you wouldn't. And in this video, I'm going to go through the movie Circle and explain exactly why you have absolutely no chance of getting out of here alive. We start off in a circular room with a bunch of strangers, with red circles underneath everyone's feet and arrows pointing towards everyone. There's also a black dome shaped object in the middle of the room. One lady wakes up, steps off the circle, and is zapped immediately. It shows her lying on the floor with blood coming out of her eyes before she gets dragged off, so I think it's safe to assume that she's dead. In reality, I bet more than one person would do this. Your flight or flight would kick in, and a lot of people would try and run, so it would probably cut the group in half at least. After a few minutes of people getting zapped, the group figures out that they can move an arrow on the floor and they have to vote on who the next person to get eliminated will be. So all we know is that every couple of minutes, the person with the most votes dies. Looking around the room, there doesn't seem to be anything in common with the people chosen. It's pretty random. With this knowledge, you know that anything you say can be used against you, so the best strategy is to just stay quiet and not make yourself a target. But that's only going to get you so far. Of course, making political statements in this situation is pretty stupid.
But you think it's okay for a child to be raised with two gay moms?
It's not fucking 1950, dude.
You have no idea what the beliefs that people in this room have. Oh well, with each person that goes, it increases your chances of getting out of here. Or does it? You'll see later why it doesn't really matter if you get zapped sooner or later. In the end, you're not getting out of here. The cop accused this guy of beating up his girlfriend. He should have just lied and said he didn't do it. Unfortunately, this isn't the court of law. You don't need beyond a reasonable doubt here. People are looking for any reason to get rid of you, so yeah, admitting to beating your girlfriend was pretty stupid. But in the end, whether you're guilty or not, if someone accuses you of something, your ass is getting fried. He also has that stereotypical thug look about him, which certainly didn't help his cause. Early on, these two pretend that they're married. It seems like a good idea when there is a room full of people. It probably did take a target off them for a while. No one wants to kill someone in front of their spouse. The problem is, as time goes on and there are fewer and fewer people, someone is going to raise the question, are you married or just lying to save yourselves? In the movie, all someone had to ask is,
What's his name?
and she couldn't immediately answer the question, so everyone knew that they were lying, and we all know what happens next.
No, kill this bitch!
So, the way I see it, there's only two ways to survive this movie. One is to find someone who is willing to sacrifice themselves for you and make sure that you're the last two left. Yeah, right, like that's gonna happen. Really, there's only one way to survive, which is to make someone think you're willing to sacrifice yourself for them at the end, and then you also need to convince someone else to off themselves for her at the end, too. The only way this works is if the other person steps off the circle at the exact right time, she doesn't vote, and you cast a last second vote to kill her. If this doesn't go absolutely perfect, you are screwed. There's just too many ways for this to get messed up. Maybe the little girl gets cold feet and doesn't step off. Maybe the pregnant lady notices you vote and also votes last second, or you get voted out earlier. There's just no way to ensure that you get out of here alive. Now let's try this the other way. In the movie, one group wants to save the pregnant lady or the little girl, and the other group wants to get rid of them early in order to give everyone an equal shot at surviving. So let's say they get the majority vote and get rid of those two. How would this play out? Well, I believe this would just end with everyone dying and no one getting out. It would just come down to the last two people. They would vote for each other, tie, and then both of them would get zapped. Unless you can somehow convince someone to sacrifice themselves at the end for you, and like I said earlier, that ain't gonna happen. Actually, there might be a way to survive this. If as soon as everyone gets woken up from the loud buzzer, you just scream run at the top of your lungs, maybe everyone else would take off running and get killed. But realistically, you wouldn't wake up in a situation like this and think of that. This would also rely on you waking up before everyone else, so that you would even have a chance to think of this. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Well, at least the aliens didn't probe them.